Well, happy Easter, everyone. Welcome to Simulator Sundays. It's also known as, well, it's Easter and 420 Day are not known as each other, but it just so happens Easter falls on that infamous number. Yeah, there wasn't 69th day. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's a day 69. It's what, it falls in March? 69 calendar days of the year kind of thing. Anyways, we're on the Mateo Community Server, MCTS, Mateo Community Train Simulator. And we are train server. I think that's what we're calling it. I don't know, I always forget. But that's where we're at. We're in a multiplayer environment. Just got done eating a whole bunch of ham, so I'm full. So if I have burps and stuff, then that's why. But also, I didn't think I was going to make the 3 o'clock, although I did. Maybe 3:15 would be the time that we got on here. So we're running a daily. It starts in Barstow, I believe, and comes down to West Colton. And then they do a crew change, and then they swap out, and they go from West Colton to Barstow. So we're on the second half of that leg. We're the swap out. We've already got everything lined up here in the outbound yard. We've got 4 on the front end, and we've only got 1 on the rear. And that's because we're going uphill, and you know, this isn't really going to be pushing much. We've got a CSX here on the rear. Let's verify that this is working. I think we have EOTD is activated on it. Let's head back to the front of the train. That's not the front, that's the inside, but that's fine. We got there. We also got to make sure that our all of our lights are working. It's a daylight run, so we won't have any of the outside lights on. Well, Springer, how you doing? So this was a request. I was requested to run from Barstow to West Colton, and I said, you know, that'd be fun. But the only thing is that since I only do my streams for 2 hours, I do Twitch for an hour, I do YouTube for 2 hours, because we're doing trains and nothing ever takes 1 hour in Train Simulator, or Run 8 in this case. So I said, well, I could start here in West Colton so you can see how it kind of works. We're on the UP line right now, so we're in the UP yard, and we're going to cross over through the interchange to get on the bean sniffs thing just before San Bernardino, and then we'll start our ascend up the Cajon Pass. So this train is AI-able. I created it, so it does have random supplies. I'm trying to find the button that I can fly with here in the rail driver. So we have, I hit that one more time. So there are some real supply cars on here, and then there's some outbound cars of various outbound stuff. So, but we've got ourselves a 6,600 foot train. We're running at, it is an H train. So it's a higher priority manifest. Hopefully that means that we don't have too many problems with the fighting for Z spots and passenger and all that. Hopefully we should be fine. But we're going to take this up the hill, and as far as we can go in the 2 hours, we'll probably make it to Martinez, I think. And we'll let it AI from there to the yard. Well, they'll hump it and create trains from there. So we'll jump in and get this show on the road. So I already have the DPU stuff set. I don't have the cab lights on. I don't have the stair lights on because we don't need those. But we do have our low beams on. Now, Sergio, welcome back from Argentina. So we are right here. Not sure why that, I didn't click that. Anyways, we're right here in the West Colton departure yard because we're departing. We're going to go out here through Pepper. And then we're going to essentially be coming down this way. So we're going through here to Pepper. We're coming in like right in here somewhere. Well, actually right here. We want to catch this Rancho hook and get over here to BNSF connector, which comes right down here on the BNSF's main line. And we're going to cut over and then get up that hill. That I don't think we're not making it to Barstow. There's no flipping way. But we're going to tune in to channel 42 and DTMF 50. So let's do that. We'll wait for channel changeover. I think I said 50. What happens? I want to see if auto reacts because, again, we're bean sniff. So we want to departure from the yard. He should know where we're going based on our symbol, which is WCL-BAR. We're definitely we're going to start moving. Then we're going to make sure that we have a path as we're leaving the yard here. So, all right. So I have a signal indication for BNSF 9385, and I'm heading southbound according to UP's rules. I will have the signal rules up for UP right now, and then we'll transition over to the BNSF's signal rules once we hit their railroad. All right, so the DPU is responding. I've already done a bump test before all this, by the way. So now we're going to go ahead and got an EOTD move. Brakes are looking good. Couplers are looking good. Got a little bit of maybe a slower brake release here. That's okay. Turn all these things off. We don't need to see all that stuff. So I have a restricting, so I do want to make sure that I stay within my speed here. For 11, I'm going to shift over here. So I don't see, we're coming out here, but he doesn't have me on the whatevers. So we'll have to, so I have a restricting. We're going straight here. He has me on the yard lead, and then has me at a red light here. And then from there, we need to make sure, let me get that out of the way. We need to make sure that we do get crossed over here to the connector. We may need to do some things manually. Figure that out. Let me get some dynamic brakes going because we already are speeding on that restricting. We got on signal indication. You see I'm speeding, so he does have me going through the BNSF connector, so I didn't have to click anywhere and see where I'm going. But you see I'm purple, like a fuchsia. That means I'm speeding, which we know I am. Too busy talking. Put on some heavy dynamics. See the car is kind of flapping in the rear end of me a little bit, but we're starting our slowdown. It's okay. Start bringing off the dynamics a little bit. As we're slowing down, we're decelerating about 4 miles per minute, I believe that is. Could be wrong. If we look here on the F3 menu, we're no longer fuchsias or pink or purple or whatever color you want to call that. We're not highlighted. We're normal again. We're just a player-driven trade at this point. Going up through here, and then once we get closer to here, we'll switch over to these. Well, no, we're on the right. Once we get up here, we'll be coming down here, and we're cleared all the way to here. So, I'm used to doing San Bernardino, where I have to switch back and forth between Cajon and San Bernardino subs from the San Bernardino yard. I let off the dynamics a little bit. We're just kind of chilling like a villain right now. You can hear the starting to speed up a little bit. There we have a, we look at the signal rules, which is for UPs is right here. So we got red over flashing yellow. So if we have red over flashing yellow right here, that's a diverging advanced approach. Actually, I have to zoom in that. Zoom in, I can't read it. So we can pass that. The next one, we got to be at 40, but we're going to be going through right around the corner here. A little more dynamics there. Let me get rid of that. We keep looking here just to make sure we didn't get changed out. We're all set to go. Going all the way up to the main there by the B yard, BNSF. Across from the auto rack yard, GM auto yard here in West Colton. Or it's really San Bernardino. Like the city, right past Mill, so it's like on the line, but it's on the San Bernardino side. And then once I get on the main, I'll start my distance counter. So we use auto here in the Mateo community server, and it looks like Depot Plus is going to start using it as well. They've got a few more stringent rules there than we do here. We don't like to turn it off. Sometimes you have to, if particularly, so if you don't know what you're doing, you got to turn it off because you didn't do it right. I do have videos that tell you how to do it right, but you obviously didn't watch those, or you did something, you're in a hurry and you didn't do it right because you're in too much of a hurry to figure it out. So, or you didn't watch my videos. And we're a learning server, you know, you have to know something before you can come on, but if you don't know everything, that's fine. Depot Plus, you need to know a little bit more. However, if you do watch my videos, you do understand how I'm explaining it, auto works, then you shouldn't, unless you mistakenly flip a signal, you shouldn't need to do anything with it. Every once in a while, you might need to turn it off or something. Usually if there's a train like 400 miles out and it's cleared through you and you can't throw a switch because of it, that's usually the only time I got to turn it off. All right, distance counter, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna start that range counter. I'm gonna maintain speed though. I'm still on a restricting signal. I am going uphill a little bit here. So I have the dynamic brakes off. Gonna leave the bell on. Come up here and we'll maybe we'll go to this signal. Hey, look at that. How much gas? Yeah, not $2.15 a gallon. It is not anywhere near that. That's like shoot. I don't remember last time it was $2.15. Our gas is nearly $5 still. Come down, but still like $4.60 or something. So I am watching my speed up here. Probably need to come out of dynamics because we're going up a pretty good chunk here. Let me give it notch 1 to start. We'll see where we go from there. I'm starting to slow down too much. I wanted notch 2, but we'll go up to 3 for a second. Like hearing that chug. Chugga, 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 chugga. Got an NS engine backing us up there, and then the very end, the rear, the only DPU is a CSX. It's also an Ace, like is on the lead-in. So we got an Ace leading us, and then we got 2 or 3 ES 4400s. Let's go take a look up here. We're still on the restricting. Going to cross over here. Let me see. We're staying off the trespassing there. So my miles per hour just knocked down, even though I'm in notch 2. So let's, we're going to be going slow up the hill because we can't get a running start at it. Did something fall on me? Somebody spawned on me or something. Somebody's trying to get in the stream. There we go. We're speeding up a little bit, notch 3. The whistle boards are, I believe these are them right here, but too close, especially if you're hauling. Gonna be here, you're like, oh no, you're here forever. I do have that distance counter going till the speed that we can start really going. Again, the bell's just going to stay on because there's one more crossing coming up. Get an idea what we're hauling here. Really is a mixed freight train. Is that close? Yep. Pretty close. We got 14 or 1,100 feet to go till we can give her some power. And we're probably going to get stuck in the... But we're here, we're coming through here now. We do have restricting. Well, we're cleared all the way up to Vertimont, so we should be good. We should be good to go. I think at least up to 30. I don't know how fast we can get because it's going to start climbing real quick here. I'm at 11 now, 600 feet to go. I'm going to go ahead and start trying to get her up as much as I can. I should stretch this out a bit. You can see the pole on the cars behind are turning a little yeller. I'm already at 15. I got 200 on the counter, so I'm at 15 now. That means I'm gonna go ahead and go up to we're gonna make our way up to notch 8. There's our counter there, just hit bingo. And we got a couple crossings that are pretty far away. As long as we get through the San Bernardino yard here. We want at baseline, I think, just after baseline. Vertimont's at the base of the hill. Start climbing from there. It'd be a long slug after that. We're on our way. Barstow. Here we come. Or at least Martinez. We may take it all the way to Barstow, by the way. Who knows? Depends. Depends on how I feel and how much time there is. Let's see. Our track speed is 20, huh? I'm going to switch over to the map. Let's take a look at that. So we are... Not us here. We're on this part of it right here. Coming up. We're actually right here coming around. So it says 30 here. We came off this. And we're going through here. Of course, we get a 55 as soon as it starts climbing. So I'm going to go up to 30. I know it says track speed 20 up there, but going by the charts, I got a 30 mile an hour signpost behind us. I was talking to you guys. I wasn't looking out the windows, so I didn't see them. I would have after I came up right down here, though. It could be 20 after. Well, see, because I'm already on the main. So, yeah. I'm doing 20. Oh, see, now it's 30. Of course. Approach medium coming up. Now we switch over to the BNSF signal rules. We're going to be following this for the rest of the thing. All this information is available on the depotserver.com. The depotserver.com. You just type depot server, you're not going to get it. You got to go the depotserver.com. I got a clear ahead. A little midget signal here. Track speed's 30 and slightly climbing a little bit, not as much as we will here in a minute. That red there to the left is not for us. Switches are lined up. We are continuing at notch 6. Outside view of the San Bernardino yard here. Ramp it down a little bit. I'm at 28. What sucks. This is what always sucks. You get this last, see it's gonna dip ahead of me. So like we're going pretty good, and then it's gonna go down, and then as soon as we pass that signal, it's just gonna go straight up. Now we got a coast. It's like a little shotgun go. So it's got a little downhill, and then we turn the corner, and then it goes up. So it's like, come down here, you have to slow down because you're gonna speed, and then you gotta speed up. You gotta figure out the right time to speed up. I have never figured it out. Go to notch 1. Amtrak San Bernardino, old school. That's a museum now. I mean, the Amtrak still goes out of there. Metrolink's behind it. Like back here in the distance. Over here is the whole Metrolink stuff. Here's the San Bernardino Intermodal Yard. There's literally just stacks and stacks and stacks of the tractor trailers leaning up against like a holder. Pretty cool. So I am going to speed a little bit most likely here. I mean, 30.9 is still 30. Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not going to be on the money. Right as I hit this signal, I'm gonna go ahead and notch it up because I got a clear coming up, and we're gonna start losing speed here in a minute. It's already 1.2, so I'm going to go ahead and give her some gas. And just so I'm aware, as soon as I hit this main, now main number, what is it? Let me take a look here. So it should be main number 1, going the rest of the way. On my main number 1, I got a distance counter, so I know in the rear of the train. It's all the way on main 1. I'm slightly climbing, but we're only doing 1.4 up. I think the train's relatively, it's 7,400 tons, 43 loads with 57 empties. In case you like ketchup. We just got to clear ahead of us to it. From advanced approach to clear. But 3.1s are HPT, so we are sitting pretty with power. All right, let's see how fast we can get her, because let's see, where's track speed's 30 still? I see it 30 up until Ono, just before Ono, which is around this corner to the left. The next signal, there's a siding that's the signal right before the siding off the left is Ono. Like Ono, not O-H-N-O, it's O-N-O. See what we got here. Gotta get the mouse on the screen. Nothing damaging, doesn't look like. We're not 6. Going to 7. Keep an eye on the hole pressure of the couplers. Back here it's light green because the DPU is pushing. And these are all empties. These are loaded cars in the front, as they should be. Notch 7, I have a 7 mile per minute increase. 6, 7. Keeping an eye on everything here. Once I get into notch 8, that's where we should be for the rest of our climb. Wide open. Foot to the pedal to the metal, foot to the floor. All right, we hit the end of it. So we are in a 30 restricted zone. Let's see, this should be our 55 here. But now we can go 70, or correction, 55. We're a manifest, not a, we were an auto rack or a intermodal train, or obviously a passenger, we can go 70. But we're just a manifest, so we're limited 55. That's okay, we're never gonna hit it. We're in notch 8, we're barely climbing up past 30. Probably start slowing down here pretty soon too. I have clear signals all the way up through. Yeah, all the way up through. We're good. I'm in notch 8. It's starting to slow down at the front end there. I'm at falling off of my 30 now at 29. I can't go any faster. Many of you won't even get that reference. You're able to see a lot of the different custom paint schemes that I have on these box cars and different cars that we have, all available from the Run 8 something server. They're custom, run by a couple guys from Depot. There's a link down below. I don't know if it works. I can't fix it every single time that the one I have expires, so I think I got one from somebody else that doesn't expire. I don't know. Anyways, starts with a D, some sort of Run 8 server that's on Discord. Enhancement, not a D. The enhancement server. So you can get all these paints and or these graffiti cars, and they link to like Hansa's stuff and the locomotive paints and all those. Bye bye. Oh wait, no, we need to be on it, don't we? I'm gonna say bye. We'll have to call the van to come pick us up and take us up to the lead locomotive, or we just do that. All right, here's a clear signal still coming up on 22 miles an hour in notch 8. It's gonna be a slow ride. Take it easy. Classic rock fans will get that one. So from West Colton to Barstow, I think it's about 3 hour and 15 minute train ride, maybe. I mean, because we're hauling, we're as fast as we can get now. So if I drive it on the freeway in my car, you know, doing 80 miles an hour, 75 to 80 miles an hour, it only takes, you know, roughly 45, 50 minutes. But when we're maxed out at 20 miles an hour, it's going to take a while. And then we got all the curvies. We got to go basically in a circle to go up the Cajon Pass, and we come back around again. The freeway goes straight. We go on the freeway's to our right now. We're going to cross under it, and then it will be to behind us actually. As we circle around, we go through Victorville and then Apple Valley and then whatever places of the desert. I don't even know what they are. By the way, this sighting to my left is that Ono sighting. The one of them, and there's a twofer coming up right after the signal. Yeah, as we go under the freeway, it takes us down into the backside of Hesperia and then Victorville, around through the outskirts of Apple Valley, and back and around, approaching Barstow. I don't know if they'll ever get that new intermodal, that global intermodal station that they're building in Barstow now. Probably won't ever have it in here. A lot of work. It's like LAC on steroids. You ever do the San Bernardino local work, you have a couple industries here to the right coming up. You take that little cut off this main on that spur. Siding actually, and then Cargill will be up here. I can see it barely in the distance to the left, the buildings, the grain elevators. I don't know if you guys can on the stream. I do have it set to the same resolution that I'm playing at, which is 1440p. I have an ultra widescreen. I used to do it in 4K, but I don't think I ever streamed it in 4K because takes a lot more to push that through. But currently my monitor is ultra wide, not a 4K. I wouldn't mind having a 4K ultra wide, but probably costs as much as a car. Signal location, that's not me though. That's 762. I think that's Sinistar. You saw the little yellow light on the display. It said that the DPU lost radio connection. But it came back. So if you lose it and it goes red, that means to reestablish it, you actually have to come to a stop. And then apply, was it 15 pounds of brake or more for a minute, couple minutes, and then it will come back. Or if you just want to get through it, just hit F7, which is a brake, like realign, it'll redo all the brakes, the F7 trick, and that should bring the DPU on. If not, then you can just click on the engine and say auto MU, and that will do it as well. But we're only going through a couple tunnels. One tunnel, I think, depends on which route we head up. Going through an underpass of the Interstate 215, but the tunnel should be after we get over. One of the mains goes through a tunnel, I believe. The UP side has a couple, but BNSF only has the one. when you get the alarm, you just have to make sure you're not falling asleep like I am right now. So you could either hit the alarm acknowledge button, or you can make any train control change. So it's whether the bell, the whistle, notch up, notch down, or any of the brakes, or bell off is what I typically do. Independent brake, I'll, on the rail driver, pull it to the right to bleed the brakes out of the lead engines here. The air that might build up, so it's disables the alarm, or it acknowledges the alarm. I should say, it doesn't disable, it acknowledges it. There's somebody right there sitting at the cable crossover, and they got to get off, but they got nowhere to park their train. They're asking if somebody can grab it from them, but obviously we can't. Really, a lot of that has to do, unless something emergency pops up, it's a time management issue. Somebody only has, they think it's only going to take 45 minutes to an hour to get from Barstow or Fresno to Bakersfield, and it ends up taking like 2.5, 3. They're like, oh, I ran out of time. I didn't plan for this extra time. I always say, if something takes an hour in run 8, give yourself 2 hours, and you barely make it if you do. That's why I said that I'm probably not going to be able to complete this trip with you guys live, because I only streamed for 2 hours from start to finish. A couple minutes here and there ahead or behind. Usually I give more, but I don't think right now we are 42 minutes in to a 2-hour stream, right? And we're not even out of San Bernardino yet. We haven't hit North San Bernardino, so I have a feeling that once we get to the Martinez signals, we'll be pulling in the siding there, or we'll just AI it from there. We'll have to stop. Purposely made sure that this train could be AI'd, because I knew I wasn't going to make it the 3.5 hours. 3.5 to, it's about 3.5. I don't think it's 4 hours from West Colton to Barstow, unless you start hitting traffic. You have to stop at lights, especially going uphill. I've had that happen to me before, where I'm climbing a hill and then I get a signal for whatever reason, and there were 2 trains coming at me, and I had to stop. So one of them, you know, the one on my lane could cross over after the other one had already passed me. And trying to get from there, get back up, it was very time consuming. I think we crawled that hill at 7 or 8 miles an hour after that stop. Took a while to get going. There's a flat spot as soon as we get up. I don't remember the street names, but we're gonna climb for a little bit. Well, for a long ways here, it's a slow climb, and then you get a flat spot before you start hitting the actual, like, the hills. Get a little speed up there. Happy Easter to you, Mr. Hill. Thank you. Celebrated with braise and had some ham. Also 420 day for those that aren't have no inkling of religion whatsoever, or maybe you do. I mean, it's natural, legal in most states. I'm not into it. didn't see the whistle boards. Otherwise, I would have activated the bell as I was supposed to at the whistle board. I'm under 40 miles an hour, so FRA rules would state that at that. I'm not a real engineer. I just know some things or read some things. So if I'm wrong, you can comment or whatever. It doesn't really change anything. From what I understand, is that because nobody's going to die. At the whistle boards, if you're under 40, you activate your bell, and then engineer's discretion on doing the cycle before you cross the crossing, the level crossing there. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm still going to say the same thing. Unless I learn it different. I might be wrong. I don't think so. So, rail driver, you can print one out. The one that comes with it, I left mine like stock. I didn't even do, you know, you comes with it, you can cut it out or whatever. I just, I printed one out from the rail driver, the color-coded one, and it's off a little bit, but it's good enough so that, you know, you can read. Well, you can't, the print's so small on them anyways, but it's color-coded, so you know that like yellows for the, like the first ones are for these computers, and then the yellow ones, and then the two red ones are for displaying things, and you got the blue ones that are for getting out of the engine and flying and all that. So like this one, for example, the white one, that puts you external, but in a, you know, if I hit it twice, puts me on the ground and it'll pass me, but it follows. So that's how I do it. And the ones all the way to the right side, the green ones, you know, those are for your MU controls. I've been using this for 3 years though too, so like every week. It used to be a lot more, but pretty much only do run 8 now on simulator Sundays because time prohibitive for me to do anything else. Yeah, if you print it out, it's just off a little bit, but it'll fit, it'll work. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. This is that Cargill industry I mentioned right here to the left. You can see the locomotives here, or Cargill livery company that owns them. That's their paint scheme. On the local, you'll bring it and drop it off. They'll actually use their locomotives to move their cargo around, load and unload, and then put them back in the spot. Call up Bean Sniff and be like, "Hey, come get our cars. We're ready." Put them on the job board. Go pick them up. This part of San Bernardino, by the way, is not this sparse yet. Where we are might be, but no, because there's all kinds of new stuff over here off to the left. There's an outdoor, what do you call it? Like fairgrounds sort of thing, where there's concerts and all that sort of stuff. University's off to the right side. Home Depot, bunch of warehouses. Probably 35 different Amazon monster warehouses around here. Coming up in the north San Bernardino now, the winds are always like 400 miles an hour. Takes your trash cans. I know people who live here pick up their trash cans and send them, you know, 5 miles away. Always windy here. The tunnel to the pass, the wind tunnel to the Cajon Pass. See this railroad track coming up here on the left side. That's where UP breaks loose out away from Bean Sniff, and they head right to West Colton. As we left, we had those tracks that kind of went in a circle, and then the kind of the bridge one that came down and connected to them. That's where that goes. We've maintained in notch 8 this whole time, and we haven't got a lick over 19. That's what we're stuck at. I mean, we got some power, but we wouldn't. What is our track speed? Track speed's 55, but we're not coming close.
BNSF detector, milepost 73.5.
That's us.
Main 1, ambient temperature 86 degrees.
Not bad. It's 88 in real life here. So, 86. That works for me. It's 88. %, humidity. Here we're coming in some warehouses here. All right, got the all green. And that track right there we're looking at to the left a little bit is for UP. We probably could have come down that one. But let's see, can we? I don't know if we would have been able to get over that quickly. Find the yard here. There's a grade symbol. This is an intermediate. So West Colton, let's see, that's Victorville. That old Colton yard. Departure yard. No, I don't think we could have got there. Yeah, we could have. Yep. Mm-hmm. Could have. Obviously, we just asked Auto to route us. We could have manually set ourselves up. Come up that. Would have been following UP rules up until the point up here where we could be able to... do we come off of it? No. I don't think we get off of that, though. Let's take a look-see here. So if we were to go this way, there is a, yeah, there's a, yeah, CP Silverwood. So we could have gone that way and then cut over at Silverwood. Wasn't moving. Make sure that I have green lights all the way up through, and I am good through El Cajon. So the next the ways up there though. So I'm at Kenbrook, and the next, this one's Cajon, so I have a red there. Why do I have a red? Doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, Silverwood still, I mean, it's up there a ways still, but right now I have a red. Keep our eye out. But yeah, if I had manually routed this way, we could have done that too. Maybe next time. If we were going from Barstow to West Colton, I would probably go that way. It'll cut some time out. probably not as steep either. It comes through comes through San Bernardino, goes around towards Lido Creek area. So we'll see. I got a clear ahead, probably a good 6 miles from Silverwood. Also, happy Easter to you. Is there a estimated time on how long this trip is? I've been talking about it for the last hour. We started in West Colton, and the trip from West Colton to Barstow is approximately 3.5 hours, depending on the speed and the traffic. So we're notched 8 right now. We've been notch 8 for the last 20 minutes. And we're only getting, and I'm at HPT is 3.1. Only get 20 miles an hour. So this is all we're going to get, at least for a while. But 20 miles an hour, going about 80 miles. It's about how far it is from West Colton to Barstow Yard. About 80 miles at 20 miles an hour. Mathematically, it'll be 4 hours, but when we come down the pass, we'll get up quite a bit faster. So, we're gonna go as far as we can. We got an hour left, so I think in an hour we'll probably be at the Martinez sighting. We'll end the stream, and we'll AI it from there. I mean, I'll go for 2 hours. No matter where we end up, because I'm going to AI it anyways, but I have to stop and do a crew change. I can stop it on the main and do that if I want, but there's no way we're making it to Barstow in that time frame. More than 2 hour trip. Now, if this was Train Sim World, it wouldn't be a 1 for 1 mile for 1 mile distance. Probably wouldn't take that long. I have no idea, because I stopped once I got run 8. I tried Train Sim World 3, the Cone Pass edition, or the DLC, once for about 7 minutes, and then I uninstalled it, and I've never been back. Right now, Train Sim World 5, you can get it on Humble Bundle, all the US stuff, like all together, like $12 or $15 or something like that on humblebundle.com. I did not. The first one I hadn't bought. I bought 4 on a kind of that sell, but since I uninstalled it, I never got it again. I was huge into it in Train Sim World 2. And then I found Run 8 about when 3 came out, and I've never looked back, because the Train Sim World is pretty, but that's about it. And you can't go very far outside of the prettiness that you can see. So this is less pretty, but physics are, pretty close to real life, and the distances are insane. If I wanted to drive from here through Barstow, take the Barstow cutoff, head to Bakersfield, keep going to Fresno, all the way up to, is it Stockton? I can literally, I can walk that whole route if I wanted to, without any loading screens. Once you get in, you can go the whole way. And that's a very long trip. That's a whole day. That is legitimately 8 hours. You went from Los Angeles, downtown LA, you went all the way around, probably 9 to 10 hours of sitting here in front of your computer with your rail driver, your keyboard in front of you, listening to this sound. Not my voice. That puts you to sleep in 10 seconds. I'm talking about the locomotive sound. This sound. Let me take a look at the what we've got up here. All right, we're cleared now past Silverwood. We can sit here and watch this guy go by. Now we can watch it. Drive all the whole train to drive by. Well, we already saw it once. CSX is trailing locomotive. This train was a transfer from West Colton. Parts supply train. Apparently some of these cars came down through the UP route and being handed off on the bean sniff. And then there's some outbound customers as well, off map customers and other states that are off the bean sniff line. So they're all going to Barstow. Definitely easier going uphill than downhill too on this one, on the Cajon Pass. Slow going up, but it's constant. Coming down, you gotta be on your A game. Running air and dynamics. Try to keep your train under control. There are some videos on this channel of me doing it. Some in multiplayer, some in here's how you do it kind of thing, coming from Martinez. I think one of them is the intermediate train handling video. That's a pretty one right there, that hopper, silver hopper. And skins are mostly available on the enhancement Discord. Some of them are ones that I made. Oh, it's way better than Train Sim World. I mean, Train Sim World's good. Like, it's a good kind of get you into trains, and then if you really want to experience, so it's like, I don't know, there's some flight simulators that weren't quite Microsoft Flight Simulator, get you going into planes, and after that you can either go Flight Simulator, or you can go the other one. Can't remember what it's called. On the tip of my tongue though. But there's two realistic flight simulators to choose from, is what I'm saying. There's only one realistic train simulator, and that's Run 8. Train Sim World is a game that you can't, it's not as open-ended. It's not, you have to follow their decisions. You can't make your own for the most part. If you just do like the open session, I can't remember what it's called, just the free drive, you can't really grab any cars or anything. Now we're just making that climb at the first part of the pass. This is the less steep part of the pass, by the way. We're on main 1 going at the actual let's see. Oh, Silverwood. I would have been on the other track up there if I came over on Silverwood. So let's see. CP. So the next one is CP Cajon. That's at that flat spot. From there, we're at a 2.2% climb on main 1. If we were to go main 2, if it sends us on main 2, the 3.4% climb. So the grade is much steeper on 3. Lighter trains will come down on that. The heavier trains need to come down on main 1 because the grade's not as steep. Signal coming up right around this corner is one. I was coming up here one time, and that went red on me. I think somebody took over. Somebody turned off auto, which is the automated dispatch, which sends all the signals red. I think somebody did that, turned that signal red on me, or there was a train that was coming. 2 trains coming down the hill, and one got a signal and had to wait for the other to cross over. Anyways, starting from that signal wasn't too bad because it was a slow roll to get going, but once I hit that flat spot at CP Cajon, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was able to kind of get back up to speed for the big climb. But if you're stopping like in San Bernardino, like Devore or whatever, you're hurting for certain, because I think I was doing like 12 miles an hour coming up this hill before. It was a really long time. But hey, you want a real train simulator, that's what you get. And you know, we're not trying to make it 100% accurate, but like I got I'm an H train, not an M, but you know, high priority manifest, so I would have about 2.8 to 3 horsepower per ton, and I have 3.1. But I'd done that with like 2, which is the minimum requirement to come up here on an M train, and woof, yeah, it's a slow chug. Definitely slow. Yeah, it's worth the money. Plus, I mean, if you're only interested in road trains, and you can get just the base game and buy an engine pack or 2 if you want to see what they look like, and get the certain thing that you're interested in. You don't have to buy everything. You can only buy what interests you. As you grow, and so maybe you like Amtrak, you buy the Amtrak packs. Oh, maybe I want to run commuter service, so then you get the Amtrak pack, you put the Metrolink skins on them, because you can download from the enhancement Discord, and then you run either Cajon. Well, Cajon won't really cover it. You'd have to do the San Bernardino sub. That's like LA. You had LA in the Cajon, you can run all the way out to San Bernardino. Or since I like switching, you know, I get all the, basically the mixed freight packs. You can get the different grain ones. It says they're on 8, so I mean you can do everything, just they're not as pretty. Some of them are the old version 1 anyways that were converted to version 2, so they're all blurry and stuff when you look at the cars, if you've seen here. Doesn't matter what skin you put on them, it's still not going to render as smooth as the newer ones because they're older models. But they're updating those slowly. Hopefully they don't charge for the ones that we already have when they update them. That'd be kind of screwy. But then DLCs, you know, I mean the maps, if you, hey, I want to go play East Coast, you can do that. You have to have base game, obviously. You got to spend that. But then I just want to play East Coast predominantly. Well, you can just focus on those things and get a little bit at a time. You don't have to buy everything at the same time. Or I want to go to the West Coast, the North. You know, we have a server for that. You go play on the North, and it's all UP based. You just have to get that DLC, that map. I don't know that they'll ever connect it. I think there's an issue right now with connecting, as it is, connecting south to north. Doesn't seem like it should be, because they keep connecting these southern ones all the way up to Fresno. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Been around for 20 years. It just keeps getting better. We're crossing right up here.
BNSF detector milepost 66.5 main 1 ambient temperature 85 degrees.
Mountaineering here. That's a little road right there that actually exists in real life. Comes off the 215. I'm sorry, the 15. 15 after this. Merges 215 just down the hill a little bit in the border. Let's get a little bit lower. There's UP track above us, over there. Slow down to 18 because we're at 220 right now, 2.2. And we are, yeah, so we're cleared up to, so we're going to have a meet here with this guy. This is, auto rack, a UP auto rack will be coming at us. We'll probably pass maybe around here somewhere. But I'm going to see if we can get the siding via auto. I'm going to see. It's actually a. I think it's called the main on the map, but used all the time as a siding. think in real life there's 3 tracks here now in some spots. Let me take my drone out there and fly it. So, well, I mean, so this is Cajon, right? So if you want to drive, from Barstow or the Mojave down into the San Bernardino area, then you need this route. Depends what you like doing. So if you are like me, if you like switching, this does give you the West Colton yard, the UP West Colton yard. You can do a lot of switching in there. It does give you a couple different industries there, but not a whole lot. If you're big on locals and switching industries, then the San Bernardino sub's the best. You don't need the 2 to connect. You just can't drive straight through. So again, it depends what your flavor is. You like going up and down. If you like road trains, then yeah, this is a very challenging. Going up isn't that hard. Going down is. It's extremely difficult. You gotta learn how to feather your dynamics and set the right amount of pressure on your brakes. You don't rip the train apart. Very difficult. I do have an intermediate handling video that I've demonstrated that on. And I've also done it live I've had more problems live than when I recorded them. I don't know why that is. Because other people are in the engines, and multiplayer has a different effect on the train, just slightly different effects sometimes than when you're by yourself. So if you don't have this allow crew interaction on, then you're not going to have the same amount of problems as if you have it on and somebody tries to attach to you. Somebody without that on, somebody can jump in and ride with you. They just can't do anything. Can't do the brakes. If they connect their train to yours, I don't even know if it'll connect. I don't think it'll do anything. This is that flat spot I was talking about here in the Cajon. This is CP Cajon right here. Yeah, coming down the hill is a major challenge in real life. I had a disaster just down from where I am right now, just a little bit further than the rear of the train in the 90s. Got some helper engines up here too. They have some MOW stuff here. I don't want to make any changes, by the way, when the DPU has a lost signal. That could cause when it comes back in, they'll all of a sudden want to change, and that could be a problem if you're making quick changes, which you should never do. All right, so somebody turned off auto, perhaps? When did they turn it off on? This one. So they turned it off on Bakersfield. Know exactly why. Probably to get in that siding. But I don't think they needed to do that to pull in the siding. Always when I'm in the map. Don't want my emergency brakes to go off. That'd be terrible. So yeah, they didn't need to stop. They could have just simply at that signal thrown the switch, cancel their route at the signal, right click, go restricting. Yeah, they didn't need to turn off the auto. Again, that's what I was talking about earlier. It's because people don't know what they're doing for that. And they turn off the signals for them, but it turns off signals for everybody on that route. So in multiplayer, you can't enable auto for all the routes at the same time like you can in single player. You only do it per map. You know, so each one of the DS screens, you can independently control auto, but you can't turn them all off at the same time. You can only turn it off per one. So I think there were 3 major ones. Been quite a few. And the runaway, so I saw a documentary on it. The last one in the 90s was, it was a runaway because they counted, they were hauling some dead engines, and well, the powers accounted for in the train plan, but they didn't have any power on them because they were dead, and so the dynamic braking that they were provided wasn't there, and then the weight wasn't accounted for as a dead car. So when they came down the hill, I think one of the engines had failed on them anyways, and then those other ones that were there, they thought they were working so they can just, that they would be there for them, and they weren't. So it turns out they had to run away because they didn't have enough braking power. Okay. I get back to mine. I just asked why he turned it off. Yes, you can join multiplayer without having all the routes. You have to have base game, right? Obviously. So, and we this Mateo community server and Depot Plus, they do a lot more stringent check on the Depot Plus, but we do a skills check. Just make sure you have the basic skills of handling trains so that you don't crash the server. That's all we care about. We want to make sure that, so you join the Discord and you put in the information in the Discord that I want to request to join your server. There's a list of things that says, like, you need to know and you need to download in order so that we can check it out. You'll run it single player, we'll watch it and stream in Discord. And then if you pass, which most people do, as long as you can move your train forward, back, and stop it the right way, and you know some of the basic things of Run 8, then you'll be fine. I walk through all the skills checks that we do anyways, so that you can practice along with those to be ready for them. And you post in Discord, I'm ready for a skills check, and as soon as somebody is free based on your time frame and theirs, because we only have about 7 yard masters, and we all have lives. We're in different time zones and stuff, so it all depends when we're free to be able to meet you when you say you are. I typically do mine early mornings and weekends on the West Coast. Well, at least on Saturdays. It's like the only free day I have, but it depends what's going on. Sometimes things come up and I can't give an hour for that. The skills checks I give usually only take 30 minutes because I know in the first couple minutes, and so do you, if you know what you're doing or not. If you can't show me in 30 minutes all the things that I'm asking for, then you might want to practice before you ask. Some of the yard masters will go into more detail, and they'll help you out a lot more initially. Learning the things, I will explain a lot more than I'm asking you to do, but I just want to make sure that you and operate your train safely in a multiplayer environment. The information down below is Mateo Community Server, Discord for that. Join it when you want. You're not committed to anything. And if you want to proceed with joining us, then information is how to join servers in the Discord. Just follow step by step everything it says, because if you don't, I'll be one of the ones telling you, look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All you gotta do is follow those word for word, and you'll be fine. If you're not detail oriented, you can't read and follow directions as it's laid out, you're probably not gonna be a good fit for here, because the job orders that we put out, here's a job to do. If you can't follow directions on how to get in the server, you're probably not going to be a good follower of directions when you're in the server. So, get a few warnings. Again, we want to help people learn and enjoy this. At the same time, we want to keep it available for everyone to play when they want to, instead of having to restart the server at some point because it crashed because somebody is careless. I mean, it happens, but we want to minimize how much it happens. But you can join any multiplayer server. You just have to, well, you can join a multiplayer server that are southwest based. So if you only have the main game, the main simulator, which is Mojave and Barstow, you can't join an East Coast server. And that means you can't join the AGS, or you can't join Pittsburgh, you can't join TSX or Selkirk, which is in the north, like New York. You can't join the Northwest UP server. You can't join those because you don't have those. You can only join ones that are hosting base game. You have DLCs that you could join those, then you can join those directly. Still have to have the base game. And we test on base game only, by the way. So we're underneath the 15 northbound, and we're now off our own, making the climb to the Martinez sighting at the backside of Hesperia. Desert community in the middle of nowhere in California. I think we're like the Silverwood. Lake Silverwood is like straight ahead. Maybe a little bit to the right. California, we have recreational lakes that are also like water storage. Our drinking water comes where we play with our boats and fish. That meet's going to be. Come up to the, we might miss him. He'll probably be, let's see. Go for a little fly here. So that's BNSF, and oh no, that's BNS. That's the steep one over here. This is the steep BNSF. That's where that guy's coming down. He is right there. So he's coming down the hill. The auto rack from UP. So he's on the steep one, but he's light, you know, because the auto rack. There's the tunnel I was telling you about that we'd have to go through. 2 of them. So we'll lose the DPs. Oh, I thought we already passed the, I thought we already went through. This is the 215 here. I keep calling it 215. The 15 North Freeway. So yeah, he'll be coming down around through here, going that way while we're climbing over here. That other track is the UP track normally. It's the one that he would normally be going on. window a little bit louder though. So the let me get my head in here a little bit. So the now they're using it as a storage on Mateo. The old yard, in real life right now, it's so they got a flyover now, flies over the Colton crossing. So the crossing still exists, but there's a flyover for mainline for the intermodals and all stuff that coming into the yard there. But the flyover comes down, and right where it comes down, they could back in, or they would come that old route through the crossing to get there. And it's a recycling, so there's got the old yard, but there's a recycling center there, like big, like they cut up cars and they throw them, the scrap stuff. It's a big scrap yard, so they use the train cars there, the hoppers, and they fill up all the cars. There's a lot of cars there for that industry. Then after the 215, because the UP there runs alongside the 10, right after the 215, then there's another set of tracks where it goes and joins BNSF as it goes through High Grove. So don't use the auto racks there, because the auto racks get either swapped out there at the GM auto yard there off BNSF's line. It's the GM auto yard right there in the edge of Colton and San Bernardino. It's really in San Bernardino. Or if it's UP auto racks, those go down to City of Industry. So there's it's like an intermodal-ish yard. There's the intermodal yard at CI, but there's one on the other side of the bridge from it, and we call that the auto rack yard. At least I did when I was running CI, because that was nice open space where it looks like you would do autos. There's not a whole lot of auto yards though. There's you can offload some in Barstow, like in real life, the GM auto yard, and then there's some other ones off UP, just off of the San Bernardino yard. There's a whole bunch of auto stuff over there that's not in the sim. But other than that, most of that stuff happens at Long Beach. The other guy, he's on the other side of the, or maybe he's down there in the canyon. No, he's on the other side of that hill. I thought we'd have a meet, but we're not gonna see nothing. Might see his rear end. First tunnel, 1 of 2. So I will be losing my DPUs a lot here, but thank God I don't really have to change nothing. Probably will when they come into the tunnels though. Yeah, see, he's going down. Rail fan this. Probably wouldn't be this close. The track should be up there. All right, so let me see. So we've been cleared past Martinez. I'm gonna ask him if I'm gonna ask Otto if I can, well, first of all, go in the engine.
BNSF detector, milepost 58.6, main 2, no defects. Repeat, no defects. Total axle 250, train speed 19
6514.
ambient temperature 84 degrees, out.
If you'll wrap me in there. Because he already routed me past, we'll see. I don't know. Be interesting. Yeah, there's no available siding for me, but there is. But CP Summit, I want to call that one right after I get past this one. I want to. This is an intermediate, so this isn't here. Cancel, and then request the location that I put. So I clicked this here, and so I said, hey, I want to go in here. That signal just dropped. One in front of me will be red, but should go, because I'm coming up on it now. He said okay, which meant he's working on it. We should see this turn yellow here. So it just went yellow. It'll tell me signal indication. Should give me should go green. This, well, that one, that is green, but actually it wouldn't be. That would be yellow because this one is red. So now he got a signal indication, and he's going to try to route me into here. I moved it for him because why not? Still far away, so that's if we want to do it manual. If we didn't, we can, right as we came up on that one signal, we can cancel our route. We'll run over, and we could instead of restricting for ourselves, pull right in. Canadian National running on the UP or the BNSF main lines here. Not common. Not as a lead anyways. It's happened, but it's not very common. Yeah, I should pull the Martinez siding and be able to get her stopped in time to let AI finish the remaining hour and a half from that spot. About from where we want to pull over, if Eli is still taking us, you know, we started literally right here. Where this 904 is where we started. We came up through here, which put us in here, came up like this, and then we went through, down through here, into here. We're only right here in nearly 2 hours. An hour and 41 minutes. Still have a signal up here, but should get a green here pretty soon because I did ask for this. But at our speed, he's not in a big hurry to line us up for that. He'd rather have us stop. At which point I will, because we're first in the queue to get there, so the other guy's not even going to be close to that track. So cursing like a sailor if we he gives it to somebody else somehow. Some reason. So the request that I got was to go from Barstow to West Colton, and I said the same thing then in text in my comments of the last week's video. Hey, if I could do it, but I'm gonna go to Martinez, and that's as far as I'm gonna get in the time frame. So, you know, would that be okay? They never responded back, but I instead decided to go from West Colton here. And I'm looking at the signal there. But we're still, this is our, this is the Silverwood cutoff here. So UP would, or where we can connect to UP. To grab my keyboard and hit the notch. So we are okay. So so Otto did not route me in like I want to do, so I never want to relinquish. So if we look here, you see that Otto routed me right past where I said I wanted to go. So I'm going to cancel my routing. I'll turn it back. The next signal is red. Once the signal drops, because that will be my signal there. This is where he routed me. But now that that is gone red, and I'm already past it, I should be past it. Maybe I'm not. Well, this is it here. So I'm going to give myself a restricting on this one so I don't run a red light and see it flashing here. But Martinez is just right there. That's where we wanted to go anyways. So by giving myself this restricting, I'm going to go past and go into here. So this is the correct way of running auto. Now, that's restricting. I should be doing 15 miles an hour on a restricting. But because auto didn't play with me as it said it was going to, the fact that I'm going over restricting speed, I'm doing the speed for the main line right now. If auto had routed me correctly, I'd be able to go this speed. So I'm going to start slowing down anyways, because now we're going downhill. So yeah, I'll set a countdown from here. We got plenty of room. This thing is 14,625 feet. We're only 6,600, so We're going to go towards the next signal. We got plenty of room. But we are on the downside now, going into the high desert. Hesperia. And the Martinez sighting. Go ahead and start applying dynamic brakes that have been idle for more than 10 seconds. Nice, gentle. Some of the train's still coming uphill. We look at the back of the train, it's still coming uphill here. So we don't want to brake in the middle. We look here, since we're in the block, it says we're speeding, but again, whatever. Fine. Now we're under speed. 25, the siding speed, but yeah, we would have been able, the turnout is 40 miles an hour, so we would have been able to hit that at 40 had Otto worked with us correctly, but he didn't, so it is what it is. No reason to get all mad about it. No reason to freak out. No reason to turn Otto off. All we had to do is cancel our routing. We took care of it ourselves. We did not need to turn Otto off. Now we have everything under control. No damage to the server. No damage to my reputation. And having a good day. Now we're 800 feet. The rear of the train's 800 feet from entering the siding here. We look back. Oh, the rear of it. See right here. Now on the siding off the main line. Front of the choo-choo. And we've got another, the signal is there. I think that's it. Looks like it's pretty good here. Put some air on. £10 of air. That should start bringing everything. Do a nice slow stop while remaining stretched. Oh, look at this. Yeah, that is the signal we want to stop at right here. So as soon as I went out of dynamics, you hear the brakes on. I'm going to bail off all the air off the locomotives. We can stop at any point we want to here. Just want to keep everything stretched for the takeover team. Start applying independence. Slowly. And we are on the brakes. We are ready for this to head to Barstow without us. that'll be the end of it for us. But we'll watch it leave as we always do. We'll go ahead and let the AI take over. There we go. That's it. That's all she wrote. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Simulator Sunday and Easter Sunday, 420 day. We're gonna watch this guy take off and watch him go down the hill and take off towards San Bernardino, and then I'll be done talking. He's got a green signal up there, so he's got to clear. And at Barstow, I'll be back Wednesday night on Twitch, 5 p.m. on the West Coast for some baseball, Mega Baseball, beer keggers. God, who was playing? Oh, the A-Gangers. Playing the A-Gangers, I believe. And yeah, I'll be right back here on next Sunday. So that will be the 27th. 3 o'clock, same time as today. Taking this time and get done pretty early. Unless something from work comes up, but yeah. My Easter's pretty much over. I hope you had a good one, and I hope you continue to have a good evening. Enjoy it. We'll see you next week on Simulator Sunday. So let me get on this side actually before I leave, because you can see more of it over here. So thanks for joining me, everyone, and we'll see you next week.